Okay, we are live. Damn, I should have given this an episode title. It's episode 4. Now I gotta go and check this out, and yeah, I gotta go check this out here. But we are live for episode 4 of Tough Talks with Thili and the Block.
Yeah.
What it do?
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out where this is now. And we are here to talk to you about what's going on in the world of sports entertainment.
Yeah, the wonderful world of wrestling. The wonderful world of Vince McMahon.
Yes. Well, what have we here? I found it. Tough Talks with Thili and the Block. I just have to change the episode. I'll just have to change the episode title later. Whatever.
Boom, we can do that. That doesn't matter.
So I click it here. Let's see what happens when I click on it. Alright, they got the live chat. So feel free to join us on the live chat.
Are we up on the live chat? Are we up on Twitch, or are we gonna do that later?
Well, I'm on the phone with you, so.
True. I just meant I was almost teasing for what we got planned later in like the future.
Oh, for future? Yeah, like if we could get one of the phones. If we could get one of the phones on each of us, or on us while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, no, I just did it wrong. I was teasing for like those other things we were talking about, like that we'll do with like Twitch streaming and stuff like that, like pay-per-view things. And,
We'll Twitch stream the stuff. Yeah, the pay-per-view. The next one is Money in the Bank. Well, shit. The next one I should be able to do now.
Yeah, it's the 19th. May 19th. We got Money in the Bank coming up, man. That's something we'll be talking about this one because we got lots of news from Money in the Bank this week. Lots.
Yeah, like Alexa Bliss reveals Raw men's Money in the Bank competitors. The University of Kentucky right then to business. Alexa Bliss wasted no time giving the people what they were waiting for on Raw, opening the show with a Moment of Bliss installment that brought about Team Red's participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. One by one, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, Baron Corbin, and Braun Strowman. And true to form, the competitors immediately began butting heads. Even though Ricochet and McIntyre found some common ground in dunking on Corbin's various shortcuts, stealing McIntyre's victory last week, and shortcomings, failing to win the WWE title when he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract in 2017, the confab largely consisted of chest puffing and promises to come. Strowman was conspicuous by his silence until he could take no more, shutting down all arguments by forecasting the return of Mr. Monster in the Bank and offering a preview of the festivities by challenging McIntyre and Corbin to a tag team match against himself and Ricochet. They immediately accepted despite the differences and perhaps against their better judgment.
That was a great opening segment. All 4 of them did really well. I love how they're like teaming up Braun with little guys a lot. Like they did that with him and Finn teamed up a bunch of times. Him and Alexa Bliss were teammates for the first mixed match challenge, Team Little Big. Strowman does really, really good work with people of like literally every size. It's pretty amazing considering where he was just like 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's definitely developed his character into someone who's not just like a sizable force, but like, you know, he's good on the mic too. Yeah,
and he's improved not just on the mic, but he's improved like dramatically in the ring. Like when he was in NXT and first in the Wyatt family, like that was, you know, he was definitely not as polished as he is now, and it's really good. I'm glad to see that he's done so well.
All right. Why did Baron Corbin leave? What? No, that's not what it says, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting ahead of myself. That damn coffee. It's that caffeine, man. I'm telling you. What it says is, why did Drew McIntyre leave Baron Corbin high and dry? Among the long list of Drew McIntyre's superior attributes, hard head, wicked kick, we can now add one more. He has a very long memory. Still smarting over the win Baron Corbin stole from him last week on Raw, the Scottish psychopath straight up bailed on the former constable of Raw's opening tag team match, leaving him to the mercy of Ricochet and Braun Strowman. For what it's worth, however, Corbin had little chance to settle up with the former NXT champion, as the two worked well in the early goings. McIntyre even had a chance to claim the win, setting Ricochet up for a Claymore, but Corbin stole the tag. Ricochet recovered to tag Strowman, and McIntyre decided the partnership of convenience was no longer convenient. Rather than back up the lone wolf against Strowman, McIntyre administered a hard right that sent Corbin staggered into a running power slam. Ricochet finished things off with a shooting star press, and Corbin got a hard reminder of the Money in the Bank match's Every Man for Himself foundation, as well as, perhaps, a lesson. Making enemies is all well and good, but he'd do well to work on his timing.
Yeah. Baron Corbin's character is all bad timing. Everything he does is bad timing. It's awesome. I love also that they're not calling him the former GM. They're calling him the former constable, because that was the best gimmick ever. I was so happy when they announced him as a constable. I was like, that is it. Just loving old school shit.
Oh man,
but,
yeah.
What a shooting star press to finish it off. Ricochet killed that. It was he got a lot of hype.
Yeah, eh? See, I think I was in the studio filming the video on Monday, so
Oh.
I've been missing most of Raw and SmackDown. It isn't until today that I actually get the time to catch up. Oh man.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah. All right. The Usos exposed the Revival's dirty secret on Raw. Anyone who's worried about the what happened?
I said this was a weird segment.
Oh man, okay. Anyone who was worried that the Usos were going to slow burn their way into the thick of Raw's tag team division can rest easy. Jimmy and Jay are taken to the red waters just as expertly as they took to the blue. Even notching something of a twofer in the third week as Raw superstars by upending one team in the ring and worming their way into the psyche of another. The team they beat, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, back on Raw and looking for a big win against the team they ambushed their very first night in the WWE. For the most part, they made a statement, grounding and pounding the Usos into a ditch that they narrowly escaped with sterile super kicks to Gallows and a splash from Jimmy to the big man's torso for the 1-2-3. But the meat of their evening was the reveal that something WWE Universe had never seen. A video of the Revival's Dash Wilder shaving his partner Scott Dawson's back. To their credit, Dash and Dawson hit the stage and mounted a passionate defense to the arrangement. Dawson's back is so wide as to make shaving itself scientifically impossible, and Wilder is his best friend, so of course he'd ask to help. But the Usos' continued mockery started to chip away at the top guy's pride. Nonetheless, they opted to put a pin in this one, at least until after the match tonight against Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. After them, Jimmy and Jay are fair game. Wow.
Yeah, it was a weird segment. It was a very weird segment. I don't know what they were thinking, really. I can't decide if it was just funny or if it was just weird. Like it feels like it has to be one of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins going over the top guys every single time. It doesn't make any sense that Hawkins and Ryder can beat Dash and Dawson every time. Like, stop it.
Like, I don't know, the underdogs, I guess they let the underdogs overcome.
But they're not underdogs if they keep winning over and over again.
Maybe that's...
And it's always a fluke. Like, every time it's a roll-up. Even this one. The way that this one ended was insane.
Okay, well, we're going to get to that.
We'll get to that match later, I think.
Okay, yeah. Shane strikes and costs Miz a match against Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, underachiever? That was the thesis Miz presented during Miz TV's Raw return. But the A-lister ate his words when he fell victim to the Almighty in a match that stemmed from Lashley's insults of Miz's father. Though Lashley, who's now referring to himself in the third person, benefited from an assist courtesy of the A-lister's old rival, who does not seem to be moving on from Miz anytime soon. That would be Shane McMahon, who made his presence known right as Miz began to roll against Lashley. And the prodigal son inched closer and closer to the ring. Miz found himself forced to play defense and offense. Though Shane finally got Miz's attention by pulling up an unflattering picture of Mr. Miz on a Titantron, Lashley capitalized, plowing Miz with a spear for the win, and Shane did the rest, raining blows on the A-lister and trapping him in a triangle until he went to sleep. Clearly, Miz isn't getting rid of Shane anytime soon, and the A-lister had an idea of how to settle the score to keep Shane O'Mac where he could see him, by challenging him to a steel cage match. And good news, he accepted. Now, I'm a fan of the way this rivalry is going.
Me too. I am too. I thought it was, until I realized, like, until Shane came out, I had been kind of like, I found it weird that Lashley was bringing up Miz's dad too, because I was like, oh my god, is Mr. Miz now going to be a goddamn character on this show that I have to deal with and remember the face of all the time? Because that doesn't sound great. Mm-hmm. But then when Shane came out, I was like, okay, this is still the same feud. It's all good. You know, I don't got to worry about Buddy being on too much longer, I don't think. Because I think this cage match will be their blow-off match, and I think Miz is going to take this one. He got screwed out of the last one.
Fully. Lucha House Party pay the price when they strike the Viking Raiders. No, the name changed again.
yeah, Vince heard everybody laughing at his goddamn Disney ride name that he gave them, and decided to take a half measure and just barely change the name halfway back to what it used to be. Now I understand why they're not called the War Raiders anymore. Vince doesn't want to be promoting anything with war in the title on the main roster, like, because he did all that other shit. It's like,
plus his wife's in
they took that out when they started the I think the Afghanistan war.
Yeah, plus his wife's in the cabinet, in Trump's cabinet.
Yeah, well, and there's that too. Yeah, well, actually, I think she's announced that she's stepping down. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. So that's I think that's still going right now, but I don't think she's going to be on it for like too much longer. I think she's actually given up on that.
Okay.
But yeah, the Viking Raiders is a infinitely better name than the Viking Experience. Like,
yeah.
That does sound like a Disney theme park Pirates of the Caribbean bullshit.
That's like the Oriental Express gone wrong.
Exactly.
1 week after the Viking Raiders obliterated the Lucha House Party in a statement meeting, the NXT Tag Team Champions notched an official win over the Masked Trio, one that was never really in doubt despite the Luchas fighting with little extra fire in the wake of their humiliation last week. The House Party jumped Eric and Ivar before the match in a bit of turnabout, becoming the first team to leave the Raiders reeling. It also had the unintended side effect of setting them off. So Kalisto and Grand Metallic's speed-centric strategy just meant they ended up in the Raiders' clutches all the quicker. Eric and Ivar are pretty light on their feet themselves. The latter was flying around the ring quite easily. The King of Flight suffered a pinfall via the Viking Experience. Lindsay Dorado's gritty last stand was snuffed out moments after the bell, which each passing week, it's looking as though the displays are going to become more frighteningly, effortlessly routine. So they call their finisher the Viking Experience now?
The what, sorry?
Their finisher is called the Viking Experience.
Yes, yeah, the finisher is now the Viking Experience, which is that's a fine name for a move. I'm not as offended by the name when it's just the name of their finisher. Holy crap! I already knew it because I've been watching them on NXT for a while now. But the Viking Raiders, I almost said War Raiders, but the Viking Raiders, those motherfuckers can fly with the big dudes. Like they bounce off the ropes like nobody's business. And they're so ridiculously strong. I wish they would change their names back from Eric and Ivar to Hanson and Rowe. But that's, until they're single competitors, it doesn't matter as much, I guess.
But my question is, how are they the NXT champs? How are they the NXT champs? NXT title champs, but they're still
But they're on Raw.
They're on Raw.
Yeah. So during the Superstar shakeup, I assume literally probably the day after NXT Takeover, like probably during WrestleMania, Vince saw their takeover match and decided, well, I want them now. So what's on now is apparently they are still alone next to go, not attached to a WWE pay-per-view weekend. And with that, I'm assuming the Viking Raiders. I don't know if they're still called War Raiders on NXT actually, which makes it extra confusing. They are. I think that losing those titles then let it be main roster. It is weird because they announced this NXT this week, but they didn't actually. I don't know. It's only a month away, and they're announcing the venue and all that stuff, which means it's a really last-minute decision. So I think this takeover is just to kind of some shit up that would cause some shit up, basically. Also, Prince Pretty, what's his name?
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze is fighting for the NXT North American Championship on, I think on TakeOver. It might just be on NXT. So he's apparently been in the Superstar shakeup. He, I think, might have moved back down to NXT.
Wow.
Yeah, there's also somebody else. Somebody else got moved.
He hasn't really been on TV lately, anyways.
No, he's been vocal about his displeasure with his spot in the company. Back to NXT shakeup. Cause yeah, I just saw it. I don't know. I can't find it right now. I'll find it while we're going over this thing.
All right.
Get back to it.
Alexa Bliss announces her return to action at WWE Money in the Bank.
Yes, Alexa Bliss. Thank you, Alexa. This is awesome.
To business once more with the men's participants in the women's Money in the Bank match already announced. Alexa Bliss turned the spotlight to Team Red's representatives in the women's field. In a moment of Bliss follow-up that held not one but two surprises. Naomi and Natalya were seemingly shoo-ins, but Raw will also field perennial underdog Dana Brooke and a surprise addition of Bliss herself, whose in-ring appearances have been on the sparse side for most of 2019. The goddess had all but declared herself preemptive winner upon announcing her name, moments after calling for a moment of decorum amongst the bickering participants, no less. Naomi looking to take Bliss down a notch or two, challenged her to an impromptu match. And despite some minor hurdles, Alexa didn't have her boots, provoked Bliss into agreeing to the bout. Well,
she looked great. She looked great in this. Like she was. I hope she's back. Like I hope Alexa's actually back.
Yeah, because she's been on the sidelines for at least the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, like I think even more than that, really, like 5 or 6, because she's like, she had those like back-to-back concussions.
Yep.
And I think that, I don't know, man, it's weird. There was rumors that she was being sidelined and may have to retire. She kept saying none of these rumors are even remotely true. But then everything kind of led to the thought of well, that looks like that's what it is because you're not wrestling anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. It is weird.
Speaking of weird, Bray Wyatt reveals the word of the day on Firefly Funhouse. Now this right here is some next level oddity. Welcome,
I love it.
Welcome back to Firefly Funhouse, where Bray Wyatt decided to educate the audience on the joys of painting, a way for him to express his suppressed feelings, as well as protect himself. After all, when you're expressing yourself, no one can ever truly hurt you. At the request of a meddling, rambling rabbit, Bray revealed his masterpiece, an image of a burning house with someone trapped inside. Though Abby the Witch was unamused, Bray, she said, didn't learn this lesson and was once again being a bad boy. Luckily for Bray, the audience forgave him, and as he explained to Rambling, Abby's grumpiness wasn't her fault. She was just an example of what turned out to be wise word of the day. Sociopath.
Sociopath.
What a word.
Hey, baby. That was awesome. I love this. It's like an even more demented Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Honestly, it's like, I don't know, he's more mind-boggling in his state now than he was before.
Yeah, he's way more confusing, and it's awesome because he's insane. Like he's a complete mental patient. So
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see. I'm excited that they're keeping this going. Like I was kind of scared that like this week was going to be the week where they just kind of blow it apart and he, goes back to just being Bray Wyatt, normal Bray Wyatt. But I think they're going to keep this going for a little while. I saw one of the people who was talking about who was working with him is the director of the segment from last week and this week.
Okay.
And he said he can't wait for people to see like what they have coming up, and that Bray Wyatt. He said that Bray Wyatt works mentally the same way that he's seen like some of the best actors currently work. Like he's works on a lot of movies, stuff like that, and it was just very interesting to hear that. I was like, okay, so he's a legit, like he's cerebral with that stuff all the time.
Yep.
Also, before we move on, just real quick, I just want to get this out of the way. Killian Dane is heading back to NXT roster.
Really? Why?
Big dude from Sanity, who is also Nikki Cross's husband. Killian Dane, he is moving back down to NXT. So he's moved there. Alexander Wolf is now on NXT UK, and Eric Young is on Raw. So they have completely broken up
Sanity.
They've broken up Sanity completely. Like that is no longer a faction. They not officially announced the brand for Nikki Cross, but Dave Meltzer said that she's going to be on Raw. The other one, there was another one who got moved back down to NXT besides Prince Pretty and Killian and Alexander Wolf, which is apparently, this is still just rumor, but apparently they're thinking about moving Leo Rush back down to NXT.
He's been off of Raw for a little bit.
Yeah, there's all these rumors of like backstage heat with Leo right now.
Yep.
And he came out and addressed them publicly and directly, which is good on him. He's basically saying that there's a specific person backstage that doesn't like Leo and is spreading, some bullshit rumors to try to either get him to just leave or to, get it screwed up. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. The Leo Rush thing is definitely still developing. Nobody really knows the full answer on it. But Eric Young on Raw, Wolf on NXT UK, Killian Dane NXT, and also Prince Pretty NXT.
Okay. So if you're looking for your favorite, if any of those are your favorites, now you know where to find them.
Yeah, subscribe to the network. $9.99 a month, bitch.
Untied Shoes Doom, Alexa Bliss in Battle with Naomi. There's an old sports entertainment adage that you should have always have a pair of boots close by. Alexa Bliss, bare fit of hers, and forced to compete in unlaced Chuck Taylors, ended up in the wrong end of that chestnut thanks to Naomi, who had no patience for Bliss's continued attempts to tie her laces and no mercy when it came to capitalizing on her equipment issues. Bliss, ironically, had a chance to put this one away while she shoved Naomi's face first into the turnbuckle, but her insistence on yelling about her shoes to the ref led her to being leveled with a rear view and a split-legged moonsault. Her fortunes could change at WWE Money in the Bank, but Bliss might might need to start over if she wants to become two-time contract holder. A pair of boots would be a good first step. Damn.
Yeah, I like that one. This section was pretty well written. Good job, WWE writer.
Way to go.
Yeah, this was a cool match. I love seeing Naomi get some shine or get some glow.
Finally. Finally.
And, yeah, she should be a champion against me. I hope they put the strap on her and then let her do the what's it called? I want her to have that glow title again. That was dope.
It was so tough.
It was so tough. But then also, yeah, like I said before, I mean, I hope Alexa's back. I don't see them putting Money in the Bank in her hands again this year. I just feel like it's too soon. Like, she just won it last year and then cashed in on Nia during the Ronda match at Fastlane last year.
Why did you pull a Stewie right there?
But yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see Alexa back in the ring. Very cool that she was kicking it in like tight fake leather pants and Chuck Taylors. That was tough as fuck. That was gangster.
Oh man, that's live. Okay.
Also, lucky Alexa taking the rear view. That seems like the best move in the world to take.
That's a concussion waiting to happen, yo.
I will take that concussion.
Oh man, Lacey Evans.
Give me that CTE booty.
No man, yo, listen, man. If Jimmy's ready to square off against an armed officer, I ain't even trying to talk about his wife like that.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Do not square up, Jimmy.
Do not square up. He must have been listening to Sonya Deville too much, yo.
The what, sorry?
He must have been listening to Sonya Deville. Put your hair up and square up.
Yeah, hair up, square up, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. All
I
right.
love Sonya Deville. I hope she gets a push.
Yeah, she's getting a good push, actually.
Yeah, I hope she gets a real good one.
The Fire and Desire, they're stepping up a bit.
They are.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes. I think they're gonna break them up soon.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I think they're gonna have a rivalry with Io and Asuka, and then eventually they're gonna get a heel manager, and they could run that for a little bit.
Oh, that'd be wicked. Actually, I would love to see Io and Asuka with Paige in their corner, and then who'd you get?
I don't know,
Maybe Alexa, maybe Nikki.
Bella?
No, Mickey.
Mickey James. Oh, okay. Okay.
Bella could be cool.
That might be it. Oh, you're good.
Nikki Bella would be an interesting move.
Yeah.
She was heel in her last match. I don't watch Total Bella, so I don't know if this is just a weirdly cut tease on the trailer for it during Raw or not, like the one time. But I think she might have confirmed that she's retiring from in-ring, just like Brie did. And if that's the case, then that would actually be perfect. Because yeah, it could be Nikki versus Paige managers. Oh yeah, no, that's really.
Yeah, because they both have fucked up necks.
Yeah, you're a genius. I like it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. There's a parallel. All right.
Yep, absolutely. That's dope.
Lacey Evans to Becky Lynch. I'm done talking. Facing Charlotte Flair at WWE Money in the Bank isn't necessarily a death sentence for Becky Lynch's reign as double champ. She's been there, done that, and has the Queen's number. Lacey Evans, on the other hand, is more or less had the man's number over the past several weeks, placing Becky 2 belts into something of a defensive posture as she prepares to defend her Raw Women's title against the Lady of WWE.
Becky 2 belts.
Clap, 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 clap. Yo, honestly, man, I keep saying it. I'm going to SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, son. Officially got the tickets last week. We're going to be in row 119. You're going to see me with my belt, just waving it up in the air like a champion. Like a champion.
Awesome.
It's gonna be so lit. Oh my god.
So I mean, Andrade. You got Andrade on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Charlotte on SmackDown.
Samoa Joe.
Aleister Black. Vega. Oh my god.
Well,
SmackDown.
Huge. The New Day.
Yeah, New Day. Kofi and until we'll get to it later, but until this week, Big O.
Yeah.
God, I wish they would have kept that going.
Yeah, man, that was a good.
It was so good. But yeah, we should definitely finish this Becky Lynch. What's her name? Lacey Evans thing, because I think I know where they're gonna go with this now.
To ask Becky though, everything is going according to plan. She wouldn't have pursued both the titles if she couldn't defend them, as she never met a punch she didn't enjoy taking. To prove her point, Lynch attempted to bait Evans into a fight and got what she asked for. The lady emerged and declared she was done talking and immediately swarmed the man in a ringside scrap so vicious it took 10 officials to finally separate the two on the second attempt. Wow.
That was cool. They had a good brawl. So they've been building up Lacey pretty huge over the last 2 weeks, obviously.
Yeah.
She's been cold costing Becky, and she's been, running in a lot. I think that means she's for sure gonna lose.
If we're doing WWE math, yes.
Yeah, she's getting built up too much too quick to get the win right now.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure she's gonna lose, but I think I don't know if it'll be this pay-per-view. Maybe they want to make Becky look super strong and they'll have her beat both Lacey and Charlotte on the same night. But I am worried they're gonna ruin this Becky 2-belt thing too quickly and have her lose.
But there's always that. You think it's gonna go one way and then you swerve around a curve kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. They could swerve us at any second. Vince could change his mind literally on their way out to the ring.
Yeah.
Like I think that the club on this Monday, I think the club might have been supposed to win that match. Like I think they might have been supposed to beat the Usos, but Vince might have changed his mind like last minute and decided not to. And the only reason I think that is because when the Usos first came out, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden the music just kept like they started the music up again when the Usos were about to talk, and Corey had said that the Usos were about to show us something that had never been seen, which turned out to be the Austin and Dash and Dawson thing. But the timing of it was so weirdly paced, like the fact that everything seemed to get switched up. I think they were going to show that in the beginning of the match and then lose the match, but then decide to have him win, so they showed it afterwards. So that I think that, it just lines up with exactly how Vince likes to work, which is on the cuff, or off the cuff, sorry.
Yeah. Like this Ryder and Hawkins survive impressive performance by the Revival. The good news for the Revival is that they put on the kind of tag team clinic which they have built their reputations against Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. They even managed to silence the shave your back chance at Scott Dawson with a 2-prong mugging of the Ultimate Broski. The bad news is that they lost, with Ryder reversing a defensive pinfall attempt by Dawson into a crucifix roll-up. All in all, it's not the best night for the top guys, who, despite an impressive in-ring performance, find themselves with only a loss to show for it. It was the razor-thin line that will likely become cold comfort indeed.
They got to stop with these crucifix roll-up pins or these little roll-up pin victories for them. They're doing to Hawkins and Ryder the same thing they did to the B team. Do you remember when the B team won the Raw Tag Team titles?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they defended them every single week?
Yeah.
Fluke.
Yeah.
Fluke lost the titles. They're doing the exact same thing to Ryder and Hawkins, which is gonna be it's so brutal. And the reason I think it's so brutal is because I'm not the hugest Zack Ryder fan. We've talked about that before. I do love Kurt Hawkins, but even for Zack Ryder, I think it's going to be a brutal drop off when they lose those belts. Like in terms of their time on TV, in terms of their winning matches or pushes or anything like that, that's all gone the second they put the straps on the Viking Raiders.
Do you think the Viking Raiders will keep the NXT titles and then get the Raw titles?
No, I think they're gonna lose the NXT titles at that standalone takeover.
Okay.
And I think that's next month, and then I think pretty much right after, probably the next week or the week after that, they'll win the Raw titles.
All right.
Or they could be double champs. I mean, maybe Vince has gotten like Conor McGregor syndrome. It's just like, yeah, double champ.
No. Did you see that? Oh my gosh! Did you see that Conor McGregor one where he just fights everybody for their belts?
Yes. I love it.
It was so great. Off his face. Give me your belts. It's.
Yeah, that's what I love about Conor. Is he's hilarious, but like even during like UFC events, of which plug there is one tonight, which is actually in Canada.
Okay.
But they are doing like he will do ridiculous shit during any UFC event. He will tweet about like, oh yeah, I'll go fight for your belt too. But like it's a completely different weight class, one that he's never even fought in, and like, it's insane. It's completely insane. I love it. He's a psychopath. He mark my words. My prediction still stands. Him and Becky Lynch will be a tag team at WrestleMania 36.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. All right. Why won't Sami Zayn quit WWE? Sami Zayn's back, and he's not slowing down anytime soon with his lecturing. He would most likely call it an education of the WWE Universe. The former NXT champion grounded this week's sermon with the concept of psychological entitlement, or the idea that someone else feels they should get what they want. The self-doubted critic of critics says that his affliction is spread all over across the WWE universe. From fans in attendance to a 5-year-old he turned down for an autograph in the airport.
That's the heel move.
But as far as he was concerned, 3 shoulder surgeries and 17 years of classic matches were more than enough for him to give. From now on, he vowed the universe would take what he gave them and like it. And as far as the idea of him quitting WWE, he'd love to. He really, really would. But the only thing better than leaving WWE, according to Sami, is holding the audience accountable each and every week for taking the power back. It's the little things.
Sami Zayn's a genius. Good job, buddy. He's killing it. Like, he is absolutely killing it. These promos he's been cutting are full of hate.
Yep.
And everything he does is so good. The little slideshow he gave during this was amazing. It's just big giant letters on the Titantron. Psychological entitlement, and then the definition of it. Oh my God, he's a national treasure for Canada.
Oh man, for sure. All right, we got 2 more.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio achieves payback with surprise win over Samoa Joe. Let's be charitable and say WrestleMania was not Rey Mysterio's finest hour. No, honestly, I've never seen him perform more trash in my life. That was his worst outing in history. I'm sorry, Rey.
Yeah.
You my dude, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even try the 619, you know what I mean? But like you the gloat. He the gloat. Rey Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time, up there with the Eddie Guerrero and like Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, those Jushin. I'm so glad you mentioned Jushin. That's awesome.
Jushin Thunder Liger was my favorite WWE luchador until Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
You gotta love Jushin. He's amazing.
Crazy.
To this day, he's amazing, which is impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say my top 3 are the same. It's definitely Rey Mysterio, and then the only 2 who are even close in the conversation are Jushin Thunder Liger and Eddie Guerrero, and the order varies for me on day to day.
It has to. Yeah, it depends on what specific you're talking about. Like, it depends on if you're talking ropes or if you're talking like mat technician, or if you're talking about like just through the air. They all have their different styles. So like, you know what I mean? The like their top three, definitely.
Yeah, Eddie was a technician. Like Eddie was an absolute technician. He could do anything. The Three Amigos suplex is still one of the best looking suplex chain moves I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you see how many people chain the suplexes now, like in
exactly.
honor of Eddie.
Exactly. And lots of times we get people like Andrade who will actually like pay tribute to Eddie while doing it and do the leg over the head sweep kind of thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Nor had things improved for the ultimate underdog upon his arrival to Raw, where he was devoured by Lars Sullivan and defeated by AJ Styles in a triple threat match in consecutive weeks. WWE's littlest big man seems to have finally gotten his groove back, however, as he got sweet redemption for his WrestleMania trouncing with a gritty victory over the man who defeated him at the Show of Shows in the first place. United States Champion Samoa Joe! I had to say it like that. There's no other way to say it. In a pre-match diatribe, Joe proclaimed the match was his opportunity at redemption, given that he indirectly blamed Ray for costing him a Universal title opportunity last week. But the Samoan submission machine was a step too slow against Mysterio, who fought with a little more fire than the title holder and, save for a rough spot here and there, never seemed quite out of control of the match. Even Joe's kick out of Ray's faithful stack-up came a beat later than usual. The ultimate underdog walked away with the win, to the pride of Ray's sons Dominic, who met his father atop the stage. Joe, meanwhile, was looking at somewhat justifiably shaken. He tends to think of himself as invincible, and he's not wrong. But now Ray knows he can beat him, and usually that's all he needs to know.
Yeah, so interesting how often they're showing Dominic on WWE TV lately, eh?
Yeah.
He's popping up a lot more. They even let him cut like a mini promo backstage, I think last week.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm interested to see. I wonder if they're going to sign Dom soon.
How old is he now?
He's 20.
Yeah, they're signing him.
Yeah, I would think so.
They're gonna sign him.
Mysterio. I don't know what his real name is. I literally looked up Dominic Mysterio. It's funny though, when I put Dominic Mysterio, it's like the first thing that comes up is people asking his age.
Wow.
Dominic Gutierrez is 22 years old. They're signing that boy.
They're signing him, yeah, for sure.
They're definitely signing that boy.
Ray's son? Ray Mysterio Jr.'s son? Of course you want to be the first person to expose him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, and then this last one. AJ Styles plays mind games with Seth Rollins at contract signing.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins has something AJ Styles wants. And as the Phenomenal One made it clear at the outset of the Universal title match and contract signing, he's willing to do some unexpected things to get it. And indeed, Styles was noticeably more arrogant than usual throughout the confrontation, insinuating that Rollins, a superstar Styles admitted had all the tools to be champion, had spent all his energy winning the title from Brock Lesnar, and left him with nothing in the tank to defend it. And with the Shield gone, no brothers to back him up. Rollins remained unimpressed, reminding Styles that he had accomplished what two-time WWE champion could not when he slayed the Beast in the first place. And given that at his best against Lesnar, that he would still be again at Money in the Bank, Rollins said his challenger would have to be better than phenomenal to take his title. Even that wasn't enough to humble Styles, who brazenly laid hands on the Beast Slayer's title, handed it back to him, and slugged Rollins across the face after the champion refused to offer a handshake and raised the championship over the Phenomenal One's head. A brief brawl ensued, and despite suicide dive from Rollins that put Styles on his back, the Phenomenal One got the last word, plowing the Architect through the signing table with a phenomenal forearm. Brazen? Yes. Brash? Definitely. Surprising? Not quite. True, dropping a man through a table is a bit of a far cry from a humble workhorse of the past 2 years, but as Styles said, Seth Rollins has something he wants, And if you didn't expect this, at the very least, you haven't been paying attention. So that sounds to me like Styles has officially turned the corner to go heel.
Club, bring back the club. That's all I want in my life is the club.
You're like maybe 3 weeks out.
Yep. I think during their, maybe not. I don't know if they want to take the belt off of Seth yet. I think it might be actually sooner, because I think you want to set them up as a team again, right? In this feud, but I think you don't want them to interrupt during that match. Otherwise, Seth is going over all three of them.
Okay.
So maybe next week or the week after, when AJ comes out, maybe they have they have some sort of an exhibition, some sort of a match that's non-title. It's just them going at each other, or even just a brawl. Like, go to a promo, get into a fight, and during the brawl, have Gallows and Anderson jump the railing from the crowd, and let's do this. Like, let's do the club properly, finally, because it makes all the sense in the world to do that, considering AEW is getting started up with all the biggest members of the Bullet Club from the last, since AJ left.
Okay.
So I think that's the way. I think they have to put them together. Otherwise, why even move Gallows and Anderson back over to Raw?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can't think of any other reason. Because they lost this match.
Yeah.
They put on a good show. Like, it wasn't like they got squashed, but
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's I think it's got to be, and I might just think it's got to be because I tried calling it. So maybe I'm just like projecting all my wishes onto it, but we'll see.
Yeah, but so far, like I said, so far you've been right in the sense of AJ Gallows and Anderson being turned to the same brand.
Yeah.
They're both on a losing streak against their nemesis. Like, they're both attacking the top people. Gallows and Anderson are going after the Usos, who's the top of the top of the tag team division outside of
the champs.
The champs.
Garbage.
And then AJ is having a feud with Rollins. So, I think that
it all builds.
Yeah, I think that's a good rivalry, though.
Yeah, I think we got a good six-man tag team match out of it too. Between the club versus Seth and the Usos.
Yep.
But apparently, so this kind of leads into the AJ Seth stuff. On Twitter, I think yesterday, Roman Reigns went on Twitter and said I may be on SD Live, but I have some unfinished business over on Raw. And I'm wondering if they're gonna have him come over and fight with attack AJ with Seth, but I don't know why they would do that. Like, it seems weird, because what makes it even weirder is WWE's Twitter responded to Roman's tweet.
Okay.
And said he is not going to be on Raw.
Oh. Yeah, he's definitely going to be on Raw.
Yeah, very confusing messaging.
Yeah. All right. Now, we've been in here for about 50 minutes, and we still got some more to talk about. You're listening to Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think I have something coming to me right now. No? Okay, cool. All right, I wasn't sure. I wasn't exactly sure. I thought I heard my door open. So, yeah. All right. So, SmackDown now. Actually, no, before we go into SmackDown, pros and cons for Raw. What'd you like? What didn't you like?
Okay, well, my con is the same as it is every week. Top guys lost.
Yeah, honestly, when you support a team, you support a team still.
Yeah, but I hope they should understand that they are my favorite people. I can't see them. They can't keep losing these awful goddamn matches anymore. So that's my con. But pros, pretty much everything else. It was a great show. They had a lot of action throughout it. The promos were all on point. We got a lot of build up for Money in the Bank, which is pay-per-views where they take, where they seem like they kind of just throw the matches together like within the last week, and then you don't really have much of a feud building into it. But this one seems like we're actually getting some good build, and we'll get some good actual like stories out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you never know, like it could, like the corner, like you could turn a corner, like, you know what I mean. You never know who could, like, injuries happen and like cards change. You know what I mean. People wild out and lose their spots. So as much as it is what it is now, you never know what it could be by the time the day comes.
Absolutely. Well, and sometimes it seems like, what's it called? I don't know. Sometimes it just seems like we're gonna get. I just fell into a pothole. Completely forgot what I was saying. My bad. Anyway, forget that. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for this build.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna talk about SmackDown Live now. Do you have anything for like New Japan Pro Wrestling or UFC?
Well, for UFC, we got actually, yeah.
Okay.
Is
Well, no, we don't. No, we'll save it. We'll save it for now. I just wanted to know if you had anything. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. See, that's why it's tough talks with Thili and Dablock, because Thili right now is the in-house sports entertainment expert, and I'm just the loudmouth with the. I'm just the loudmouth who's a viewer. Oh man, it is what it is. But Kevin Owens crashed Kofi Kingston's exclusive interview and caused havoc. After Kevin Owens shockingly betrayed the New Day last week, WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, I'm going to say it again, WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, you know what I mean, arrived on SmackDown Live to give an exclusive in-ring interview to the WWE Universe. Kingston tried his hardest to remain the usual positive and chipper self, but the WWE Champion could not shake the memories of Kevin Owens savagely attacking the New Day last week. The Dreadlock Dynamo reflected on his 11-year journey. He challenged KO to the WWE title fight at Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I knew it! Didn't I call it?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
I did call it,
yes,
though.
You did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Before he turned. No, after he turned. After he turned. I called it, though.
After. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That was all Owens needed to hear. KO hit the scene, accepted Kofi's challenge, and immediately started to attempt to get into Kofi's head, boldly stating that Kingston was not WWE Champion material. Owens' rant was cut short, however, as Xavier Woods darted out from the backstage to retaliate on Owens from the attack 1 week ago. Xavier got some solid licks on Owens, but KO turned the tables and dropped Woods with a quick square in the jaw. Owens bolted from the scene before Kofi could take to his friend's aid. After KO's attack on the power of positivity, a concerned Kofi tended to his injured New Day brother, who slowly made it to his feet with the help of the WWE Champion, Kofi Kingston. Because
Kofi Kingston, WWE Champion.
Ghanaian-born, first African-American, not first man of color, Kofi Kingston.
Nope.
No. Because Samoans are colored as well.
Yes.
Oh, listen.
Wow.
Look, man, if facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
Sometimes when you state them, they just sound a little bit less than, comforting. Damn. Becky Lynch defeats Bayley. For the first time ever in WWE, Becky Lynch took on the Women's Money in the Bank participant Bayley on SmackDown Live. Lynch looked to secure a victory against her fellow horsewoman before her 2 title defenses at WWE Money in the Bank, and Bayley searched for the most significant victory of her blue brand tenure. The hugger looked to be in rare form as she contests. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I have an occasion to stray from what is on the page and read whatever I think should be there. Forgive me. It's called freestyling. The hugger looked to be in rare form as the contest progressed, getting Becky 2 belts on her heels with a series of impactful strikes that had Lynch reeling. However, in the clutch, the Irish last kicker countered Bayley's flying elbow to getting her knees up, leaving Bayley vulnerable for the disarmer, which Lynch locked in to secure her hard-fought submission victory. Becky couldn't celebrate for long enough, though, as Charlotte Flair appeared out of nowhere and knocked the man out of the ring with a massive kick to the face, before hurling Bailey shoulder first into the ring post and exiting the arena with a smug smile. What a bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Charlotte's an uber bitch.
Oh my goodness.
She's like Cersei in Game of Thrones. She's just awful bitch.
Oh man. Oh man, that's great. That's great. But Becky two belts though.
No, Becky two belts all day. But Charlotte seemed so phony when she was a face. Like she didn't seem nearly as believable.
Yeah.
Really, thanks to her genetics.
Yeah. I mean, because you associate the flares, right? You see the face flare, you're like, nah, man, Ric Flair was always a heel more often than not. So, you know,
And when he was a face, it was never as good.
Yeah, no. The
no
heart.
Respect. I love.
Oh, yeah, 16-time world champion, of course.
Actually, one of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest.
But he was definitely way more in his zone as a bad guy, and he knows it. He's talked about it several times. He loves being the bad guy.
Yep. The Hardy Boys addressed their future as SmackDown Tag Team Champions before Lars Sullivan attacked. After being brutalized by Lars Sullivan weeks ago, Jeff Hardy sustained an injury that will require surgery, and thus he and Matt Hardy came to SmackDown Live to announce that they were going to have to relinquish the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The somber moment soon turned frightening as when Lars Sullivan interrupted, clearly with intent to once again harm the Hardys. Lars first attacked Matt, taking him out with a freak accident. Before turning his attention to Jeff, Hardy was ready to defend himself off Sullivan. It happened again. Hardy was ready to fend off Sullivan with his crutch, but the freak couldn't get to Jeff as R-Truth, who was absorbed by several attacks from Sullivan, hit the scene wielding a steel chair. Truth slammed the chair against Sullivan's back, but the blow did not seem to faze the freak in the slightest. But Truth took another swing. Lars punched the chair right out of his hands and brutalized him, finishing him off with a ring-rattling powerbomb. Why does R-Truth keep running to the ring?
Well, R-Truth came to the ring because Lars has attacked him like the last 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So he's coming out to. I think they're gonna have a little feud, and I think that's a really good feud for Lars to start off, his actual career on the main roster. Like he's obviously already started his career. He's been coming out. He's been brutalizing motherfuckers week after week after week after week. But I think they're gonna give it to the thing where like he's gonna have maybe at least a little run against R-Truth, where R-Truth's just gonna be constantly trying to battle back and getting out of it. Because R-Truth's an amazing underdog. Everybody loves R-Truth.
Yeah.
Everybody loves him and Carmella doing the
dance break.
6-second dance breaks. It's great. So yeah, I'm happy with this feud. Actually, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it, but I think it's the right move.
Okay, all right. Kairi Sane and Asuka defeat local competitors. By the way, I've been presenting you information courtesy of the WWE app and Raw News, as well as SmackDown News, which you can find on the WWE app. Download the WWE app or the WWE Network, WWE. Y'all gonna like me somehow. Y'all gonna hear me somehow. Y'all gonna hear us.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all gotta hear it.
Riding off Kairi Sane's big-time victory over Peyton Royce last week, Paige's tandem with the Pirate Princess and Asuka looked to score a victory against 2 local competitors with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the iconic smack-talking Team Blues tandem on commentary. Asuka and Sane showed incredible rhythm as a unit, despite this being their first traditional tag team match together. Looking as if they had been partners for years and putting down their opposition when Asuka set up Kairi to claim the win with a picture-perfect insane elbow.
Beautiful. It is a great, good little squash match. Get some jobbers out here. The funny thing is, it's basically the same thing that the Iconics did.
Oh, Iconic!
That they did the SmackDown after, or was it the Raw? The Raw or SmackDown right after WrestleMania, when they said that they went out and got the best women's tag team in all of New York, and they were like undefeated 15-0 record, but it was just the Brooklyn Bells. Nobody had ever heard of them.
Yeah.
Genius. The only difference is they didn't pretend that these guys were crazy competitors. They're just like, yeah, let's show how good Asuka and Kairi are by letting them just put in all their moves at once and take almost no attacks.
See, again, this is another indication that SmackDown uses their women better than Raw does.
Much better.
Way better. I mean, like, I'm hoping with the few that they've traded over to SmackDown or to Raw from SmackDown that they still keep them. But like, I hope like Naomi, she needs to get pushed to the forefront, not lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, no. Hey, if they push Naomi to the top over on Raw, that will more than make up for any of the problems I've had with the way that they book the women's division on Raw. I think Naomi going to the top would be a genius move on their part for sure.
Side note: wine has more alcohol content than beer, so you drink that first, right?
Beer before liquor. Never gets sicker.
Before beer. All right, cool. Yeah, because this episode is partially sponsored by 20Bs and Old Milwaukee. I wasn't sure which one to go with, ladies and gentlemen, and I hear Drink Champs is a hell of a show, so why not have a few of my own going on back here?
Just drink all of it.
Just drink all of it. Just switch it up. Okay. All right. Roman Reigns got placed in a surprise matchup. Still dealing with the repercussions of Superman punching Mr. McMahon during the arrival on SmackDown Live 2 weeks ago. Roman Reigns was in store for yet another curveball tonight. Shane McMahon, still determined to have Roman pay for assaulting the best in the world's father, placed the big dog in a 1-on-2 handicap match against SmackDown Live's newest tag team, the B-Team. A puzzled Reigns immediately asked Shane O'Mac what the catch would be. Shane revealed that Reigns' newest adversary, the biggest acquisition on SmackDown Live, Elias, would be the special guest referee enforcer.
Yeah, Elias in the Mike Tyson role. Fuck yeah.
He is it. But yo, Elias is jacked, eh?
Oh, dude, Elias is a monster. He's a big fucking boy.
He's a big dude.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. He's massive.
Yeah.
He's jacked all the shit. It's great. I love Elias.
Yeah, man.
That's why I love him. He can do whatever he wants. He can do serious, hardcore beatdown stuff, but then he can also be hilarious and singing songs about how bad the crowd in the city sucks.
Yeah, man. He's got a good range. He's another one that I don't like because he plays such an unlikable role.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It's one of those things where I'm like, I was laughing hysterically when Vince had been teasing the whole night that that he's unveiling the biggest acquisition in SmackDown history and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then Elias came out and I was dying laughing. But the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? It's not that funny because he is legitimately amazing. Like he is so good at everything he does that you kind of almost have to agree.
And he stepped away from the Drifter character very well, but he kept enough of it to maintain his fan base.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when he was the Drifter was one of my favorite things in the world, especially when he first got called up to WWE. Because I remember they were in Philly, which is his hometown, but is also Corey Graves' hometown. They're in Philly, and he's coming out, and all I remember is Corey Graves losing his mind in anger over the Drifter being there, because they announced him as being from Philly. And I remember Corey, what did he say? He said, "What are you kidding me? He's a Drifter. How can he be from Philly if he doesn't have a place he's from?" I think one of his lines was, how can you have a hometown if you're homeless?
Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh gosh, that's crazy. Yo, Corey Graves, shout out to Corey Graves for being one of the best heel announcers that I've heard since the Attitude Era.
Like, he's amazing. He is so funny. Corey Graves is quick on his feet. Like, he makes stuff really, really pop. But then he's super likable. help but like him because he's funny. Like he's like the King. He's like the modern day Jerry the King Lawler.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
He's obsessed with all the gorgeous girls.
Yep.
He's a shithead. He defends people who are, clearly in the wrong. He's definitely the new King.
Yep. All right, we got next up. Roman Reigns defeats the B team with Elias as special guest referee enforcer.
Of course he did.
With the odds stacked against him yet again, Roman Reigns took to the B team with Elias as the special guest referee enforcer on the outside. Not deterred by going up against Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas and Elias, Reigns fought boldly, overpowering the B team despite being outnumbered. Axel and Dallas briefly cornered the big dog, but Reigns immediately powered back. Reigns seemed to be in trouble when Elias distracted the actual referee, allowing the B team to double team Reigns. Then, the official tried to separate the B team off Reigns, which allowed Elias to get a cheap shot of his own on Roman. None of this would stop Reigns, who answered with a succession of clubbing blows that staggered both opponents. The big dog appeared to have the match in hand when he dropped both Elias and Axel with a Superman punch. But Elias yanked the referee out of the ring before he could count to 3. Reigns then chased Elias down with a designated referee temporarily out of commission. And with Elias now technically the appointed official, he tried to slip a fast count that would cost Roman the match. But even that was not enough to put Reigns down. Elias then instructed Axel to hold Reigns in place so he could smash him with the guitar, but Roman stopped the attack. Superman punched Elias out of the ring and connected with another Superman punch to Axel that led to a massive spear for an improbable and mightily impressive Reigns victory.
Let's all be honest, WWE writers. Was it ever, if you ever see the B team in a handicap match versus Roman Reigns, how often is that going to go the other way?
They are the B team.
It's the B team.
It's the B team. Like,
do nothing. It's not improbable.
I mean, like they got a lot of energy and spirit. Like the B team, go, 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 back to your home.
I think that their home should be the Firefly Funhouse. I think Bo Dallas should join his brother Bray in the Firefly Funhouse. Because what else are they doing? This is the first time I've seen them in months.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't remember the last time and I don't even mean just in a match or in looking strong. I just mean at all. I haven't seen them anywhere.
I think I saw them a couple weeks ago in a backstage promo.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
You know what? I think I do know the last time I saw them. I think the last time I saw them, they were on one of those WWE Stars React videos on the Fine Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't. Like I'm saying, they just came out of nowhere, just like, okay.
Yeah, those poor bastards.
Oh, Lee. Okay, Finn Balor. And
Finn and
Ali defeat Randy Orton and Andrade. All four SmackDown Live entrants to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match squared off as Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor and Ali teamed up to take on Randy Orton and Andrade. With all four superstars wanting to lay waste to the competition prior to the WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, no one was bashful in pulling out all the stops. Each superstar shined, but in the pivotal moments, Ali and Finn held off outside interference from Zelina Vega, allowing the duo to set up Ali to connect with an awe-inspiring 450 splash on Andrade to get the win. The loss did not sit well with Orton, who immediately hit RKO on Finn after the match. But Ali would not allow the same fate to happen to him, fending off Orton as all four began to eye the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
That ladder match is gonna be great.
It sounds like it.
It's gonna be so good. All the competitors are dope. On both of them. The only one who I'm not huge on is Dana Brooke. I like Dana, but she's not the best.
What if she comes away with it, though?
She what?
What if she comes away with it?
She won't. She won't. There's she's only in it because Sasha's probably not coming back.
They didn't let her out of her contract.
I know, but she's also just not showing up.
She's pulling a Brock.
Like, she's pulling a Brock. She's pulling a Stone Cold Steve Austin when Vince asked Stone Cold to do the job for Brock. She's just disappeared. Like, she's not doing anything. From what I understand, WWE officials were really hopeful that she was going to come back for Money in the Bank, and they would throw her in the Money in the Bank match. She would have a great showing and all that stuff. But now, they see, from what I saw, I think in a story yesterday, from what I see, that they're at like an impasse. Like neither of them can agree to anything. She just wants to be gone. They don't want to let her go because why would you?
Yeah.
She's just gonna go to AEW, and she probably just signed a new contract like not too long ago. So she's probably stuck there for like a year, or stuck not doing anything. And she'll pull the same thing that Neville pulled.
Okay.
That's what it reminds me of most. It reminds me most of Neville.
Yeah, I haven't heard about him for a minute either.
Well, because he doesn't go by Neville anymore. He's back on the indie scene as Pac.
Ah.
Yeah, he's back now. Like he's in AEW.
Okay.
So then once again, like why would you if she's just gonna be asking to be out of her contract and stuff, it's like, well, no, you can wait it out. But, we're not just gonna let you go to our new competitors and try to give them more clout. Doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like a WCW thing.
You can't even blame them.
Sounds like another WCW thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's exactly what they're doing. AEW is the closest thing to WCW we've had since WCW. Jarrett tried with TNA, but this is the closest.
Yep.
Big time.
Wow. The last story from SmackDown is Kofi Kingston got a measure of retribution on Kevin Owens. With yet another savage assault on the New Day under his belt, Kevin Owens has been promising that Xavier Woods would appear as guest on the Kevin Owens show, despite being pulverized by KO earlier in the evening. Owens called for Woods to arrive before introducing Xavier Woods' action figure and propping it up against chair. KO added that Big E action figure, complete with bandaged leg, and asked them a few condescending questions, insulting the New Day and suggesting that Kofi stole his WrestleMania moment. Owens' tirade was cut short, though, when an impassioned Kingston stormed down to get a piece of the challenger. The Dreadlock Dynamo chucked Owens over the announce table and dropped a chair on him before Owens gouged his eyes and escaped to the WWE Universe. At least for now. For now.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for Kofi versus Kevin. I think that's gonna be an amazing main event. Hopefully it's the main event. It's gonna be great, man. These two are both incredible workers. I can't remember many times we've seen them singles competition against each other prior to this.
I don't recall.
Prior to this feud, so like it's interesting. It's new. It's fun. There's lots of things going on in it. And, both guys are fantastic on the mic, off the mic, in the ring. It's gonna be great, man. They're gonna kill it. I am super excited for Money in the Bank.
Yeah. You know what? I was impressed with WrestleMania, so I look forward to seeing what this one has in store. This Money in the Bank has in store for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we did the WWE, we did the SmackDown, we did the Raw. What do you have for NXT?
Well, actually, before we do that, what's your pros and cons for SmackDown?
My pros, I'm a big fan. I don't know if it's because I have a daughter or if it's because I'm outnumbered by women in my family, or if I just have respect for women. I like the way they're using the women in SmackDown because, again, it gives I'm a big fan of looking towards the future and how the present affects it. So, knowing that I have a female child, and seeing that on this stage, among others, that they are put in a prominent role, that gives me hope for the future.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's the pros. The cons, geez, man, the cons. I'm thinking. Hold on, I can't even. The cons are. They're not that prevalent. I can't really think of any other than, like, just the way, like, you know what I mean? The way injuries happen, and it takes away from a good, like, a possible run. Like, the Hardys could have had a good run, but, like, I want to say sloppy actions led to an injury, and, you know, now, or unless he was injured otherwise, and then they just did that to make him, like, they did the Lars thing to just legitimize it. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm not big on just random attacks kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
But the way R-Truth came out, that was a big thing too. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I like when that happens though. Like, if someone comes out to defend the person being attacked, kind of thing, it shows hope. But, like,
yep.
I don't know. That's just me.
No, I feel you on that. That does make total sense. Yeah, I think you're right on that. It's, you know, I do believe that he hurt himself before any of the Lars stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even a couple weeks ago, I think he got hurt in an actual match, not in the thing. But it does just add a next level of, like, you know, potential injury to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, let me see here. So, for NXT, I don't have much on it this week, other than the fact that we have a new commentator on NXT, and it is one Beth Phoenix.
Yep.
Phoenix, the Phoenixed one, as Christian calls her. She's the newest member of the announce team. They haven't announced yet, or at least I haven't seen yet, whether or not Percy or Nigel are leaving.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going to do a 4-man booth, but I don't think they will. So I'm pretty sure. I think Nigel's just going to move over to NXT UK tapings only. Which sucks for anybody who doesn't watch NXT UK, but also is a reason for you to go watch NXT UK. There's a lot of really, really good stuff on there. So,
yeah, there is. I caught a couple episodes.
Yeah. So if you like Nigel McGuinness on commentary, definitely check out NXT UK as well. And I think, you know, if you haven't seen any of it, you'll be pretty surprised with how good it is. Like, how the production is. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's again, like, it's
how
just
structure set up.
like, for me, it's hard because I'm up at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And then, like, through the week, there's literally no, like, Saturday, like, literally the time we took to go over the the review is the time I've had to go over what's happened on SmackDown and Raw this week.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Busy. Yeah, because we got this show happening May 18th. You know what I mean? It is going down at the Detour Music Hall. You will see Thili there, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Okay, cool. Cause I never know. It's like it's like the Freebird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely coming out. I'm gonna come out to the show for sure.
All right. So he's gonna be there with Troop Gang. Yours truly, the Block's gonna be there. It's gonna be a hell of a night. It's gonna be a heavenly night. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna sing some music. We're gonna play some tunes. We got a DJ. DJ D-Boy will be in the building.
Yeah, we got Private Name, Private Number, Chronic Spirit, MBM Illinois, Toby G, Ali Mack, Nucci, Knowledge. We got lots of people.
Yeah, man, we got some people in the building. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna perform.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expose the North performing as a group. Expose the North performing as a group with It Gets Better, and potentially with Choom Gang. So, like, we getting out there. We getting some exposure.
Absolutely.
And it's live. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Any interesting...
So with New Japan, they actually just had the sixth anniversary of not New Japan, of the Bullet Club within New Japan. And they had a new member join, which was, sorry, 1 second there. The newest one, up already.
It's all good. Don't even worry.
Oh, okay. New Bullet Club member debut. El Phantasmo, who is a Canadian wrestler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, El Phantasmo is the newest member of the Bullet Club. He joined, I think yesterday actually. No, today, May 4th is when the results are. So yeah, it was today for our time, yesterday for Japan. So we got a Canadian in there, which is nice.
Proud of our Canadians accomplishing whatever they're doing.
Pardon me?
Said I'm proud of our Canadians accomplishing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really cool. He's they had their first match with him in it, and they defeated Will Ospreay and Dragon Lee. So they gave him a big win to push it through. So
okay,
it's pretty sweet. They're killing it over there. One other really cool thing that's not quite related there. Actually is related. Chris Jericho is going to be having an IWGP Heavyweight title match against Kazuchika Okada.
Oh.
So, yeah, June 9th, which is a month and a couple days away. June 9th at Dominion will be Chris Jericho challenging Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which is really cool. And then kind of, separate from that, more over on the AEW side, there's a new documentary out called Omega Man. It's called a Wrestling Love Story, and that is now out. And it's a documentary on Kenny Omega and his whole career, and why he didn't go to WWE, why he decided to help start AEW. So I definitely suggest people check that out. And on the subject of wrestling documentaries, Viceland, we talked about this before, but Viceland has been doing a series called Dark Side of the Ring. They have 6 episodes coming. They've done 4 of them so far. So far, they've done The Match Made in Heaven, which was about Randy and Miss Elizabeth, which is a amazing episode. The Montreal Screwjob, which actually ended up getting Jim Cornette to say something he's never said about the Screwjob, which was impressive. Apparently, Cornette is now getting credit for the idea of Screwjob. So that's interesting. Definitely check that out. But then, there's also The Killing of Bruiser Brody. If you guys don't know who Bruiser Brody is, check him out online. Incredible old school wrestler. Wrestling hand, Puerto Rico State. He was a big, massive bastard. And he was unfortunately murdered in the locker room at a show being run by the father of Primo and Epico Stallone. And so that's an amazing episode as well. And then the last one that just came out was The Last of the Von Erichs. Everyone knows who the Von Erich family are. The Kennedy family of the wrestling business. All the kids, kind of died tragically young during their careers. So it's a very
they were killed
documentary.
They were killed. Some of them.
Maybe. Most of them weren't. They go into it pretty in depth in this. They're also the talk with the only surviving member of that generation of the Von Erichs, which is David. Not David. Kevin. And they go over everything. They go over David's death in Japan. They go over the suicides. They go over everything, and that's a tragic story. But I definitely suggest watching that. And then this week we've got one on Gorgeous Gino Hernandez.
Okay.
And then the final episode of it will come out on May 15th, and that's on the fabulous Moolah. So anybody who was an Attitude Era fan knows who Moolah is. But they might not really know, unless you're a hardcore fan, you might not know all of the stuff about Moolah's past and like the fairly diabolical shit she did to other female wrestlers in the business at the time. So that's going to be a very interesting documentary. Like I said, I would suggest anybody who's interested, check them out. They're all online. If you go to tonight there's a UFC event. It's a fight night in Edmonton, I believe. And there is in the co-main event, there's a Canadian. There's not a Canadian in the main event. That's Ally Quinta versus Donald Cerrone. But the co-main is a Canadian and fellow cannabis enthusiast Elias Theodoro versus Derek Brunson. So that starts tonight at 8 p.m. if you want to catch the main card. And it's going to be very, very interesting.
All right. When's the next big UFC card?
The next big one, like the next pay-per-view, is next week, May 11th. And that is in Jeunesse, Brazil.
Okay.
It's in Rio, and it's Rose Namajunas defending her strawweight title against Jessica Andrade, who is a killer and is fighting in her hometown. So hopefully, they can get pretty crazy with sports over in Brazil. Hopefully nobody tries to do anything to Rose while she's there.
Oh, man.
But then, yeah, we got the co-main event is Jared Cannonier versus Anderson Silva, the spider, the legend, the
He's
man.
back.
The fight right under the co-main event is Jose Aldo versus Alexander Volkanovski. Once again, Jose Aldo is a Brazilian legend of the sport, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. I would say second only to Max Holloway, who is the current featherweight champ, and beat Jose twice. And then, beyond that, there's Thiago Alves, Francis Trinidado. There's a lot of really good people on that card, but that one's not until next weekend. That'll be Saturday, May 11th at 10 p.m. on pay-per-view.
Oh.
But because of the ESPN Plus deal, you can't get their pay-per-views through like DirecTV or Dish Network or anything like that anymore in the States. Anyways, you have to go right through the ESPN Plus app to order the pay-per-view.
Okay.
So they're actually not doing it the way WWE does, where as long as you're subscribing to their network, you're getting their pay-per-views. They are double dipping on motherfuckers at the UFC. They're like, you will pay for this monthly service, and then you will pay extra when you want to watch our pay-per-views.
Wow.
Yeah, so anybody complaining and saying that WWE is greedy, let's put it all in perspective, people.
You see it.
Hey, UFC is nickel and diming you any chance they get.
And their pay-per-views are what, $60? $60, $70?
Yep, and I don't think you get a free month trial when you sign up for ESPN Plus. Or no, you do when you sign up for ESPN Plus, but you don't get one if you sign up for Fight Pass.
Wow.
So yeah, like I said, anybody who wants to say that WWE is too money grubbing, suck a dick.
Oh, wow.
Because you ain't paying the UFC rates.
Yeah,
the
man.
UFC rates, even for the events, the UFC rates are way more expensive even than WWE. Like we were seeing, there's a couple thousand for the ringside stuff. If you want to get octagon side, it's like $20,000. Yeah.
Madness.
So once again, perspective, everybody.
Yeah, it's all about perspective. Wow, that just definitely changed my perspective.
Yeah, I was mad when we found out about the SummerSlam tickets and all that. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, it could be 20.
Yeah, it could be.
And that would be atrocious. They wouldn't be able to get away with it, but it's just the point still stands, I think.
Yeah, no, you make a very valid one as well. All right. So, we talked about May 18th. Check out the Beat Pharmacy on YouTube, by the way, when you get a chance.
Yes.
That
out.
has Beats by Old Beezy. Now I'm trying to figure out if we should have some music playing in the background, like some instrumentals, or if we should have some of the wrestling music playing in the background, just the ones that are like instrumentals. I don't know. We're still in a work in progress, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll test some things out and see what ways we like it best.
Yes, indeed. All right.
Yeah, boy.
Chitty.
Get it.
Oh man. I said that to somebody one time. They told me to take it back. Take it back. I said, what?
That is hilarious.
I said, what? I said, take that back. I said, take what back? He said, you called me a dig.
I thought maybe he misheard the D.
Nah, man. He thought I called him a dig. I was just like, what the hell? What is a dig to be called? How can you call it a dig? Like, that just...
That is insane. That person needs to get out more.
Yeah, safely. But, oh man, well, I think that's it for us today.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, I got nothing more. I'm gonna try and watch both episodes this week, but I still got, like, you know what I mean, things to do, and Vince McMahon ain't putting his life on hold for me. So it's not like Vinnie Mac's putting his life on hold to watch what I'm doing, so I can't do the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There is a lot of content weekly, so it's hard to keep up sometimes. For sure.
It is. But that's how you know people like Thili, and you come listen to this episode, Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. We need to get that match bell. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we need to get that match bell.
Yeah, the sound of the ding ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Straight up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll grab that. We'll throw it on the soundboard.
Yep. Gotta figure out which one of these to take out. So, yeah. Tune in next week. I want to say around, 4 o'clock?
Yep, sounds good to me.
4 o'clock, where you'll catch Tough Talks with Thili and the Block.
Thili and the Block. Out.
Yeah.